This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a bee removal and rescue company? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Richard Siegrist with Amrit Bee Removal and Rescue. Richard, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Great. Well, it is great to have you on the show today. Now, we are excited to learn all about you and your business. Please start off by telling our listeners just a little bit about your company and your background.
Well, we're a no-kill company, and we do live removals. We don't go in and kill any bees. So that it's a whole different ball game when you roll up and you're looking at a 4 or 5 hour, sometimes 6 hour job. Other than, I mean, some people roll up and just say they're going to rescue them and they kill them, which only takes like 30 minutes to an hour. So we're in it for the bees, really.
Wow. Now, you must really vouch for these little guys. So, what background did you come from that made you want to get into an industry like this? And where does your heart for protecting the bees come from?
Well, I'm a heavy equipment operator by trade, but through a chain of events, I ended up in Texas, and my dad, he always had his hands in something. He was a cowboy, he was a farmer, rancher, and he had a couple of hives, so I knew a little bit about bees. And while I was in, my son and I were in Austin. Um, I kind of had to reinvent myself. So the opportunity arose where I had a chance to run my own crew, which led to teaching a 5-week course at TCC to prisoners. So when they came out, they could do something productive with their lives. And it just kind of blossomed from there.
Wow. So, you really started this as a mission to help other people.
Yes.
Now, zooming into your industry today, what is the most common myth or misconception you come across when it comes to bee removal and actually saving the bees?
Probably the biggest misconception is that bee removals should be done for free, and anybody can do it. I can tell you numerous times, that people have died thinking that they could do it. Not far from us here in North Richland Hills, an older gentleman thought he could take care of a bee problem, and he didn't make it. They rushed into the emergency, and he didn't make it. So it shouldn't be tried by just anybody. Uh, you should at least have some knowledge of what you can get into, and what could end up hurting the public if you don't take precautions.
Wow. My goodness, I had no idea it was so serious. Now, switching gears for a second here. We know marketing is the heart of every business. So, who are some of your target customers or audience? And in terms of marketing today, how do you stay attractive to them?
Pretty much. I mean, before Google, for some reason, they became a little more difficult. I've always had a web page, beremovals with a z.com. Before I would run ads with Google. Uh, then they switched things up, and I found it harder to do. So even though I've got 17 plus years of doing this and teaching people how to do it, there's up and coming um, younger generation of people doing it that don't have quite the experience as some of us do, but they know their way around the computer. So that kind of cut me out of the ball game. So right now, I kind of go by word of mouth. I have friends that have ag yards. I have ag yards, but they stopped doing bee removals and switched solely to ag yards for people to ag so they could get ag exemption on their property. So there's probably more money in that. But I'm one of the old timers that still do climbing up and removing bees off a 2-story, 3-story off a ladder, and they word of mouth by them really helps me survive. I should know more about abroad. I mean, getting my name out there, but I don't. I'm just not that guy.
So, Richard, today, who is your target audience that you really want to let know about what it is that you do? Are you still focusing on people who have just come out of prison?
I don't do that too much anymore. Once my son and I moved away from Austin, that program I left, and I don't know if it still continues or what, but yeah, we kind of just fly by the seat of our pants. I've been a single parent since he was uh, a baby, so I really um, I really am targeting people in the area around Watauga, around Fort Worth. I do business around Dallas and Frisco. Um, People that are very interested in making their own vegetables, growing their own vegetables, and ag yards, uh, and people that are concerned about the bee population and all they have to offer.
Now, Richard, since you have such a diverse audience that you're targeting, have you ever thought about having your own podcast to extend your mission?
I have not. I'm not that guy. On a good day, I can barely check my email.
Now, Richard, getting back into your business here, it sounds like what you do is a very serious business at the root of it all. So, if you could sum up your mission with this business into one sentence, what would that be?
Mm. I, I, I really don't know what. I'm not real sure what that would be. I guess um, I
Why
don't
is
know.
making a difference important to you?
Well, I mean, without the bees, 3 out of 4 bites is because of the honeybee. I mean, without their pollination, we will cease to exist. So bee pollination is very important, especially this time that we're going through in the world today. If we don't take care of nature, uh, we will soon we won't exist very long.
Now, Richard, for all of our listeners today, maybe those who are looking for a bee removal company that they can really trust, what words of wisdom do you have for them today?
Be very do your research. Google different businesses. A lot of businesses that come up number one on Google, they're paid advertising, and they don't really save. A lot of them don't save bees; they go in and kill them. Um, a lot of pest control companies have a bee. They advertise or bee rescue or bee removal, but they don't tell you that they go in and kill them. I would say do your research and And if somebody pulls up on that you hired to do a bee removal, and they don't have a bunch of buckets in their back of their truck, or a bee vacuum, or they don't have a thermal imaging guns, be very cautious. It's not too late to change your mind if you see that happen.
And final question for you today, Richard. Where can our listeners go to learn more about Amrit bee removal and rescue?
You can go to Facebook. I have we have a web page, bee removals. That's BEE removals with a Z.com.
Well, Richard, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com, or call 469-221-9345.